welcome back to Untitled-2 podcast. My name is Connor.
My name is Ash.
Today we're going to fuck with the whole timeline of our podcast because I'm pretty sure the recent few have been saying, I can't wait for Super Mario Odyssey, and we're putting this one out immediately because it just came out. So, yeah. So I think it's been fairly obvious for anyone who listens to the podcast and or goes on our Twitter that I've been super excited about Super Mario Odyssey coming out. Super Mario Sunshine, probably one of my favourite Nintendo games. So
yeah, not mine.
No. So it was pretty exciting that there was another game in that series coming out. I wasn't too keen on Galaxy. I just thought it was too gimmicky, but I guess that was the Wii, the console of gimmicks. So
yeah, the whole idea of the Wii was gimmicks.
Yeah. And it came out a few days ago. Well, it came out on Friday. I'm uploading this today, so we don't have to worry about dating the episode for once. And I've been playing it all weekend, and on the bus home today, I finished the main story.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I've seen all the worlds. I've heard tell of a few different kingdoms, that's what they call them, that you can go to. There's some really cool ones. Well, I'll say from the top of the episode, I'm going to try and avoid too many spoilers, but I will be talking about like the different worlds and stuff. I'm not going to, like, there's no point doing a podcast if I'm not going to talk about anything. So if you haven't played the game or played it with somebody or watched a Let's Play or however you prefer to experience games, then I suggest you do that first and then come back to listen to this.
But do it quickly.
Yeah, you've got 5 minutes.
How many worlds are there?
So
Kingdoms.
I couldn't tell you specifically. There's some that are only there for like boss battles.
Right.
Like there's a Cloud Kingdom, there's a boss battle there. And there's I can't remember what it's called, but it looks like Dark Souls.
Okay.
I posted a picture of it on Twitter, I'll show you later, but it's pretty much Dark Souls, and there's only one thing to do there, and it's fight a dragon. Oh. It's fucking sick, mate.
Cool.
Yeah, they've done some really cool shit with the levels. There's obviously the ones that we saw beforehand, like the jungle, foresty area, and the sand, the desert. It's called Sand Kingdom, I think, which is what got me. And there's obviously ice there and shit. So.
Okay. And then there's a big, weird New York looking place.
Oh yeah, Metro Kingdom. I got through Metro Kingdom pretty quickly. And once you leave an area until you finish the game, you can't go back and explore them.
Okay. So
I haven't been there as much as I would have liked to, but it's actually really fun. It's kind of like playing, old sandbox games, but as Mario.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure which my favorite kingdom is. I'm excited to go back and play through them again. And
my favorite kingdom's the United Kingdom.
There's some of them where I'd spent so long there that I'd end up with like it'd say, you need 10 or 12 moons to go to the next area, but I'd stick around till I had like 20 or 30. And
yeah.
Just it's really cool because what they used to do in this series of Mario games is you'd open up a level you want to go to, and it'd give you a hint as to what the star is that you need to get, and then you'd go in, do whatever quest it is to get the star, and then leave. Like, once you have the star, it kicks you out, and you've got to go back in and pick a different star that you wanted to get.
Yeah.
But with this one, the moons, so they've got like half the value of stars, I guess. But when you go in, you stay there and just go from moon to moon to moon. It doesn't kick you out. You don't have to pick which one you want to go after. It's very open. I think Nintendo is very much going for like an open feel with the games lately. Like, with the success of Zelda.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, the open exploration of this one's just incredible. It's so fun to just go into an area and be like, okay, what does this do? What does this do? What can I find over here? And just like really look around. I was in the Luncheon Kingdom, which
that just reminds me of luncheon meat.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
It's disgusting.
Is it? No. Which is like a huge platter with giant vegetables and a volcano which has a pot of stew sat on top of it, which is cooking over it. And I was just looking around in there, and right in the back corner of the map behind one of the islands, I found a painting, and it was like a bit wobbly. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of Super Mario 64. Yeah. So I jumped at it. And then it asked me if I wanted to go in. It didn't just take me in, which was cool, I guess. And this took me to the Mushroom Kingdom, which is obviously where Princess Peach is from. But I couldn't actually go around there. There was like this floating island I was sat on, and there was a sign that said it was Yoshi's house. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But he said he was in Peach's castle. And I was like, oh, how do I get over there? Turns out you have to finish the game, and then it takes you there. Okay. And that's sort of where I am now, just sort of exploring and stuff. It's really cool because you can buy a Super Mario 64 costume, and it makes you all low poly, and you look exactly like Super Mario 64. And then I found a place where Toad told me that I have to be low poly to get into it. And I went in, and it was one of the courtyards from Super Mario 64, and it even had the trees that were just forward-facing sprites. Yeah. It was really cool.
Wow. You see that someone made a mod for Super Mario 64 where it turns it into like an 8-player online game?
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, you can like, you obviously...
How someone modded it already?
Oh no, Super Mario 64. Oh, right. Not the new one.
Yeah, you did actually say that, so my bad.
But yeah, like you can all play as Mario, or you can all choose individual characters.
I have seen little clips from that, yeah. I think it's because on the 3DS version that they brought out, no, it was just a DS version, I think. There were 4 different characters to choose from, so it probably stemmed from that somehow.
I don't know what they're playing on, like we're just emulating on PC and having the mod running alongside us. Well, that was pretty cool. I was kind of hoping for like some sort of co-op in this.
There is. There? One of you can play as Mario and the other one plays as the Hat.
Okay.
Which sounds pretty cool. But I think it'd be more fun if we do what we did with Breath of the Wild, where we just split the controller in half and take a half each.
One of us walks around, the other one aims and stuff.
Yeah. Well, with Mario, it's going to be more difficult because one of us has got to move around, the other one's got to jump, and it's a platformer. So, yeah, that's going to be cool. We should definitely do that. If we don't do it today, because we're still watching season 2 of Stranger Things, then we will definitely do it on Friday when you come over again.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a lot of things that they kept in it, like just for true Mario fans and shit. Like there's a lot of enemies where you're like, oh, I recognize that enemy from the first Mario or whatever. And then obviously you can take it over and control it and stuff. That's really cool about the enemies is they're not just obstacles like in a game. In almost any game, enemies are obstacles. They slow you down. They pose a challenge. But the enemies in Mario positioned very specifically so that they can be used to complete a puzzle in that area.
Yeah, like instead of being just objectives, they're like tools.
Yeah, exactly. And every enemy is that. So if you come across a new enemy and it's got a new ability, you're like, okay, so how can I use this new ability to get a moon that's in this area?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, they changed some stuff up as well. Like Bowser's Castle always has been like a big stone medieval castle with lava everywhere and shit. And this time, Bowser's Castle is like an Edo period Japanese palace. Oh, it was so cool. Just climbing up it. And there's these little woodpecker characters that you can throw your hat onto to possess them, even though Nintendo don't want you to use the word possession.
It's really weird that they got a weird thing about that word.
Yeah, well, it's Nintendo, and it is a weird thing to just freely say, "Oh, come and possess people," especially for Nintendo, I guess.
It's ironic because Nintendo have been possessing people since the 80s.
Yep. Yeah, the woodpecker can like stick its beak into walls, and then you pull the joystick down to like. I don't know how to describe it. Like pulling the joystick down pulls the bird down, and then when you let go, it just sort of goes. Yeah, that's really cool. There's like loads of wall climbing puzzles, loads of secrets you can find by like flicking yourself sideways across walls.
That's cool.
Spent like a good hour and a half just exploring the area, finding purple coins and shit.
So, what's the storyline about? Like, obviously non-spoiler version. Like, because I haven't seen anything about the storyline.
So it starts off. You're already on Bowser's airship, and he's already got Peach.
Okay.
And you're trying to fight him, and he knocks you away. And your hat blows off and then hits one of the propellers on the back of his airship and just gets shredded to pieces. And you fall off the airship into the Hat Kingdom, where everyone is hats. And this is where you meet Cappy.
That's lucky.
Who turns himself into your hat using the shredded pieces of Mario's hat. And so, turns out Bowser has stolen Cappy's sister, who is a tiara, to use as the tiara for their wedding. And every kingdom that he goes to is because they have something that he wants for the wedding.
Is this why there's the wedding amiibos for Mario?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because it's actually his wedding.
I was very confused when I saw them. I was like, what are these for? Why did they just do that?
Yeah. So, like, there's a lake kingdom with loads of mermaids and stuff, and they have a wedding dress.
PG-13 mermaids.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the scales go above the boobies.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a wedding gown there. So the reason we go there is because Bowser stole that gown for Peach to wear.
What a cheapskate. He's not buying any of this shit. He's just stealing it all.
Yeah, exactly. He's got this gang of rabbits called Broodals. I guess they're like his wedding planners. They're very, like, nothing like anything in Mario. Like, the style is completely new and it's a bit... I don't like it. They're all ugly. They're not very Mario at all. It feels out of place, but it kind of makes you want to beat them up even more.
All the Mario characters and that have been made in a time where you were limited to how many polys you can use and stuff. So they've all got that very distinctive, like, fun Nintendo look, whereas now they've got all this power. I imagine it's really hard to make something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to pull yourself back.
I mean, you look at all the games that come out these days, all the high-def games and stuff.
Yeah.
You won't remember those protagonists in like 10, 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
There's loads of games that I've already forgotten about that I've played in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, Nintendo are really good at that. Coming up with a visual style that, isn't held back by limitations of their systems, which are never, like, top of the line, ever. Except maybe SNES back in the day.
Yeah.
And that are sort of timeless.
Yeah, I was watching a GDC talk. It was on pixel art or something like that, and the guy said he had a really nice analogy about if you give a painter like every single asset it could need, like all of the like you basically give him unlimited supplies, and his creativity will be very limited because there's just too much to choose from. Whereas if you give him a very limited set, what they can do with that is amazing, and they'll find ways to do things with the limitations and just break through and all that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why all the games in the 90s were like instant classics.
Yeah.
Like fucking Crash Bandicoot, that's an instant classic. Mario, it was, as much as I despise the old Marios, I can see the appeal and how iconic they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like the old Marios, but I don't know. I didn't really play games that much until I met you, just because I just didn't have, my family didn't have the money to churn games out for me, so I just had like 2 games that I played all the time on my Nintendo 64. And I didn't even have Mario 64. Super Mario Sunshine was the first in that series that I played, and I borrowed that from a friend. So.
I don't think I properly owned a Nintendo console until the GameCube.
Yeah.
I always went to a friend's house that had SNES and stuff.
Did you see that thing about the Switch being given added GameCube controller support?
Really?
Yeah, so what happened is Nintendo added support for USB controllers.
Okay.
Xbox controllers don't work. People have tested it, but I guess it was so that third parties could start making peripheral controllers, cheaper controllers for people. And somebody decided to use the Wii U GameCube controller adapter on their Switch to see if it worked, and it did. So there was all these news articles about, Nintendo have sneakily added GameCube controller support. Does this mean we're getting a Smash Bros game finally and stuff like that? And then my man Reggie from Nintendo was like, whoa, I didn't even know we'd done that. It was just like a side effect of adding the controller support.
Yeah, people speculate too much these days, and
Yeah.
That's where all these rumours come from and stuff.
It could be a cover up. Maybe they are working on a Smash. It is a bit too early for another Smash though.
It could have just been a generic fucking DLL that it was using, and it just ended up working. And you could use any USB with it that had the same thingies.
Well, I imagine if they're making it so that third-party controllers work, but they don't want people to start using the PlayStation 4 controllers on Switch, so they still buy Nintendo licensed product. Then it's probably got like a Nintendo DLL on it, which just so happens to be on the adapter as well.
They'll have their own generic USB DLL. So the PlayStation controllers don't work either.
I don't know. We should try it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
No, it's not really necessary. The Pro controller is brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
It's nice and weighty, and it feels nice in your hand. It's not too big, it's not too small. Contours are all in the right places.
I mostly play Switch on the bus, as I've said a million times. So I'm mostly playing it handheld. So I was quite disappointed when I turned Mario on, and it was like, try using the Joy-Cons detached. And I'm like, I can't, I'm on the bus. And it turns out there's extra controls with motion controls.
Yeah.
They're not entirely necessary, but it does make the game easier in some places. Like, you attack and capture enemies by throwing your hat at them, which is the Y button. But if you've got motion controls, you can swing the remote afterwards, and it'll home in on an enemy. Okay. So you don't have to really aim.
Yeah.
You can't do that in handheld, and I don't really want to be shaking my Switch up and down on the bus either. Stuff like if you want to, there's this cool thing you can do where you throw your hat in a circle, and it just goes outwards from you in a circle. Like on, was it Diablo 3 when you had those hammers that used to
for those hammers and just circled you.
Yeah. To do that, you have to run in a circle until Mario starts spinning on the spot, and then press Y, and he'll throw the hat out, and it'll go outwards from you. But if you're using motion controls, you can just snap the controls to the side, and it'll do it.
Okay. So
it's not unplayable without the motion controls, but they do add something to it.
Would you be able to do that with the Pro controller as well?
Oh yeah. I was playing it on my exercise bike, and I needed to do something. I think I was turning the tension up on it. So I put the controller between my legs and paused the game. And then as I was picking the controller back up, I unpaused it and swung the controller around, and I realised that the motion controls work with the Pro controller because he started throwing his hat around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to give that a try when I get my copy.
I can't believe you forgot.
Yeah, well, it was that time of year, and I'm trying not to spend recklessly because I've got a fucking shit ton of people to buy presents for, and my sister just popped out a new baby as well. Yeah. I think she only did it so she could get more presents off me.
I've been so excited about Super Mario Odyssey for so long. Like, as far as I'm concerned, all the games I've played between Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey were just anime filler.
I don't know, I've been really enjoying Harvest Moon. Not Harvest Moon.
Stardew Valley. I forgot about that, actually. I haven't played it since...
I got to the desert. But I haven't played any games since then either.
I got a girlfriend on it.
Yeah.
And then I think that's the last thing I did, because I did it on the bus on the way into work, and then when I came out of work I had Super Mario Odyssey, so I played that on the bus back.
I don't know, I've just not been in a gaming mood recently. Like, I'll look at my PlayStation on my Switch and I'm just like, can't be bothered.
Yeah. No, I get like that sometimes. It turns out I'm a lot more productive when I'm not like thinking about video games and stuff. I think I have some sort of addiction.
Ironically, I think the reason I'm stuck in this like limbo is because I want a new game to play that I haven't played it before.
Yeah.
I didn't go and get Mario.
Well, once you play it today, I guarantee you'll have it on Prime now or something.
Yeah, that's when it's like £5. I mean, yeah.
Well, because I pre-ordered mine, it went down in price to like £38.
Yeah, you get £2 off, don't you?
Well, I think the retail was 42. It went down for a little stint to 40, and they have that guarantee where if you've got a pre-order and it goes down in price,
you pay the lowest price.
And then obviously there's £2 off, so it was 38.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that because I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is really cool.
I just didn't buy it, and then when I looked on Amazon, I was like, I think I can live a bit longer without it. Like, there's other things I need to do.
Yeah.
Beforehand, but it's definitely on my list. Definitely. I hadn't even fucking played. Well, I played it, but I hadn't completed Ubisoft one with the Rabbids.
Oh yeah. I thought that game was brilliant, but I don't know. Now I've played better games, and I'm like,
I enjoyed it, but I was just enjoying Stardew Valley a bit more.
yeah.
So I was playing that more.
I think the reason I enjoyed it so much is because I needed something to play on the bus. Like if I had had other options,
Yeah.
I would have probably
I don't know. I really
put it down.
like tycoon games and stuff where you start out really small and you just build up and make shit tons of money and whatnot. And it's just the whole farming thing was
No,
really chill.
I was talking about Mario Rabbids.
All right.
Stardew Valley, I think, is brilliant.
Yeah.
I will probably go straight back to it once I'm done with Mario, but that probably will be for a while. I've enjoyed it so much I already want to play through it again. So once I'm finished, I'll probably just go through again.
Yeah, definitely.
So each level has well, there's coins. There's always coins in Mario games.
Yeah.
In previous installments, picking up a coin would give you some health back. They don't do that anymore, which is kind of cool. But the challenge isn't there as much as it used to be, so you don't really lose health that much. The challenge is more in the puzzles. Like I said, the enemies aren't there to challenge you, to help you complete a puzzle. So it's just kind of a fun time. So yeah, the coins are actually currency. If you die, you'll lose some of them. But I've found that usually if you're in an area where Nintendo are like, okay, a lot of people are going to die here, they'll put like a cache of coins nearby that you can just replenish your...
No, yeah, they do that in all games. Like whenever you're playing like Mass Effect and you enter a new room and there's loads of like waist high like containers and stuff, you know there's a fucking shootout about to happen and stuff. Yeah,
so with those coins, on every level there's a moon you can buy with coins. So that's one of them. Have 100 coins, so you can buy a moon. And then there's some outfits that you can buy just with normal coins, and you can buy them at any normal coin store. And then every specific level has a specific currency which only works in that level, and there's 100 of those coins to find. With those coins, you can buy 2 full outfits. So, like in Luncheon Kingdom, you could get a chef's hat and a chef's outfit, and a beret and a painter's outfit.
Yeah.
And then there's loads of ornaments and like decorations you can buy for your ship.
Yeah.
So far I've only bought 1 sticker because I've been focusing more on buying outfits. But there just so happened to be one area that I stayed in long enough to buy a sticker as well. And then there are some levels which aren't a full 100 coin level, and there are less moons there, and it's a smaller area, so there's only 50 coins to find, and there'll only be 1 outfit to get. And then there are those levels that I mentioned, like, that are just for boss fights, and I don't think you can really get anything from those.
Yeah.
I recently bought Luigi's outfit, but it was at the same time that I got the Mario 64 outfit, so I put the 64 outfit on instead. But that's going to be cool, running around dressed as Luigi.
It'd be fun if, like, the outfit is too long for him, so it, like, he's got, like, real long sleeves or something, and it's a bit too tight as well.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
There's been some puzzles I've not been able to figure out, and I've been like, I swear there's no enemy here that could help me with this, so there must be something else I can do. And I'm wondering if maybe now when I go back to the game, like if I go back to the Hat Kingdom, there are some hats that I can get that have specific abilities or something. Or
maybe. I know Nintendo
I don't know.
Back in the day really liked the whole come back when you've got a new skill thing.
Yeah, but also they've recently, especially with Zelda games, they've just sort of dropped that. So I don't know. Well, I'll have to see. It definitely seems like there is a lot to do afterwards, though. There's another thing I didn't mention, which is there's a lot of puzzles where you can go into a blocky pipe, and it'll paste you on the wall as a sprite. And then there's like this little 2D mini level, like based on Mario.
Yeah.
Well, obviously based on Mario.
Yeah.
But like it's like the original Mario Bros. And there's a lot of those, and something really cool about them is that like sometimes it'll use 3D dimension as well. So if you run to the edge of one of the levels, it'll turn out that it goes around the cliff and like there's a hidden moon or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very like the latest 3DS Zelda game that came out. because they did that was the whole mechanic, and it was that you could paste yourself on the wall as a painting. But the fact that you were a sprite, it's played out in a huge way. There's sort of like a celebration of Mario's history in Metro Kingdom, New Donk City.
Yeah.
Which I won't spoil that because that's like a really amazing moment for like Mario fans, and you'll be like, oh, that's really cool. Also, I'm not sure, but I think before Peach was a thing, the princess was called Pauline.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And the mayor of New Donk City is a brunette woman called Mayor Pauline. And I'm like, oh, is that... I it's not been confirmed, and I don't want to be wrong, but that'd be a really cool thing if they did that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think there is some truth there. I've seen pictures of her, and I think her name is Pauline.
Mm.
But I don't know whereabouts in the timeline she got taken out and replaced with Peach.
Yeah. Well, without spoiling too much, there is a bit where you see Peach as a sprite, but because the sprited levels are based on the original Mario games, as she has like the dark hair and shit, so I don't know if they're trying to say that actually was Peach or something, but
yeah, I don't know. Is Pauline the one where if you glitch the camera through her back of her head in is it Super Smash Bros. Or something like that, you can see a third eye on the back of her head?
Pauline has never been in like officially recognised as a canon character.
Is it Peach then with the third eye?
It could be Peach, or it could be Daisy.
Yeah,
it could be Rosalina.
What princess?
Yeah, quite a few. There's a new one now as well. I guess if the tiara is considered a princess. It's cool that in them bringing Pauline in, they didn't just make her another princess. They were like Mayor Pauline. That was pretty cool.
If that tiara is a princess, then that's just meta as fuck.
First time I went to New Donk City, like it was a bit weird that because everybody has their own like made up language, and I think I might have. No, yeah. When I went down, the made up language that they made for the people who live in New Donk City is very. It's like, have you ever seen that video of how English people sound to people who don't speak English?
No.
Oh, it was cool. I showed it to my girlfriend, and she was like, "Yeah, that's true."
You have to show me this.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's really cool because you feel like you can understand what they're saying, but you can't. And it was very much like that when I went to New Donk City, and there was like the New Yorker accent and stuff like that. So,
some Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
All those Italianos.
Yeah. I want to talk about the ending because I did the end of the game on the bus, but I can't.
No, yeah, you ruin it for people.
Yeah, so we'll probably, because we've got quite a backlog, so next time we talk about this will probably be far in the future. So I'll wait till you've had the game and finished it, and then we'll do like a spoilery talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're bordering on the edge of the end of a 0.5 episode, so.
So we are.
I think we'll end it here because I want to know what's going on. Stranger Things season 2.
Yeah, it is really good. I watched it all last night.
Yeah.
Stayed up and everything.
I was really tempted to. We probably would have if it wasn't for me saying, no, I need to play Super Mario for a bit. If it wasn't for Mario coming out this weekend, I would have gone through it in like a day.
I think I
easy.
Kind of ruined the hype for me though, because I'd waited so long for it, and then it's just it all gets uploaded at once, and it's like, all right, next episode, next episode.
Exactly.
And you don't have the week in between where you can like let it stew and think up these really cool things that might happen. But we're getting on another conversation. So
yeah, we can talk about that in another episode. So
yeah, let's just end it. Take it round back and put a ball in its head.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for listening. We really appreciate that. See you next time.
You can find us on.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm pretty sure I did this in a recent one. Yeah, you can find us on Twitter at UT2cast. We also have a website which is ut2cast.podbean.com, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.